Hello, hello. What's going on? I see a viewer in here. Sorry if I'm right on time, but I'm still trying to get things together. Let me know if you guys could hear me, because I don't have my headphones in. I just have the microphone on. So if you guys can't hear me, just let me know down in the comments. What's going on, Antonis and Linton? How are you all doing today? See two people in here. What's going on, everybody? Wait a little bit, see if we can get some people in here. But tonight we are talking slasher movies from from the 70s to current time. So we'll get some people in here and then we'll start talking some movies. I see two people in here. If you guys want to say hello, definitely do so. And let me know if you guys can hear me too. If not, I will put some headphones in. Actually, let me adjust this light real quick. I'll be right with you guys. What's going on, David? How are you doing, buddy? Thank you. Yes, I was trying to see how the sound was going to be. I just got a microphone not too long ago, and I wasn't sure if I needed my headphones plugged in for you guys to hear me. But yeah, we are going to be talking about slasher films. What's going on, Kenny? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. We're going to be talking about some slasher movies, guys. I want to talk about some 70s ones, some 80s ones, 90s ones, 2000s, current ones. And I figured we'd start with like the 70s. And also, going to show you guys a couple new things that I picked up. So I'll start with that and then we will get the ball rolling. So um, I actually got in the mail uh, Dead and Buried, which what's going on, Rudy? How are you doing, buddy? Got Dead and Buried on 4K. Got this in the mail today from Diabolic DVD. So pick that one up. My favorite 70s slasher movie. So outside of Halloween, I would say two of the big ones, and outside of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I really love Tourist Trap and let's see, Black Christmas. There we go. Black Christmas. I love that movie. Nice, David. Yeah, I'm excited to revisit this movie. It's been a minute since I've seen it. It's been actually, I think like 2012 is when I saw it. So I'm looking forward to revisiting that one. And Rudy, definitely check out Dead and Buried. I remember it had a really good atmosphere to it. So I'm looking forward to revisiting it and checking out the 4K. Blue Underground's been doing a fantastic job with their 4K transfers. I've been really happy with them. What's going on, Ryan? How are you doing today? Or this evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is. How are you doing? Um, Wound up picking up Mortuary. which I remember this one. It's been quite a long time since I've seen it, but I saw it once. I'm looking forward to revisiting that one because I think it was um, the last DVD release that they had. I can't remember who released that one. Um, but then House on Sorority Row, the latest edition, which I have double dipped on this so many times. I can't believe this movie has had 3 Blu-rays already. So I think it's safe to say this is the last Blu-ray of House on Sorority Row that I am going to pick up. Um, if you guys pick this one up, or if you pick this one up, there are 2 different transfers. Yes, I love it too, Kenny. It's one of my favorites. But there are 2 different versions of the film on here. You have the main film that when you press play, the main feature, it has like a blue tint to it. The opening of it has a blue kind of filter to it. And that's a pretty good transfer. But yes, Eileen Davidson, love her in this. But there is a another version of this movie which I actually prefer. It's in the bonus features. Pictures a little bit more clear, and the opening scene of the film is actually shot in black and white, which is the way I prefer the movie. And I think that was the way the movie was released in theaters. So yeah, I am looking forward to revisiting this one. It's been a while since I've seen it. So, did you guys pick up any of those? And what are some other slasher movies or any other movies you guys picked up? Nice, Ryan. Nice. I love The Ring. It's been a minute since I've seen that one too. So, yeah. Well, David, I had a buddy of mine purchase this before I did, and he said, Justin, there's 2 different versions of this. You have the one where you press play, and it's the opening where it's like a blue kind of opening scene. It's like a flashback scene. Pretty good transfer. I actually compared both transfers, so that one's a pretty good transfer. But if you want the best transfer of the movie, definitely go to the bonus features, and there is a better version of the film, in my opinion. So Austin, that's one we're going to talk about. I love Sorority Row. That's one of my favorites. What's going on, Sarah? It's great to see you. How are you doing? But yeah, I figured we start with some 70s ones. So the first one, and I consider this a slasher movie. It is a slasher movie. It's kind of one of the ones that started some of the main franchises that we have. Yes, definitely do so, David. You're welcome, buddy. Um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I pulled a movie from each main franchise out, but I decided with this franchise I'm going with the original. Although I am a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 and some of the other movies, but yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it really kind of started, the slashers that would come. Really love this movie. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, everybody knows about that. That is a great horror movie, great movie, great slasher film, and a great summer movie to watch. So still need to watch this one. I'm looking forward to checking that one out soon. We got Black Christmas, which again another classic from the 70s. Definitely one of my favorites from that decade as far as horror movies go. Yes, Sarah, you cannot go wrong with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I agree, Rudy. I love the opening car chase scene in part 2. I love that song playing through it. So absolutely. But Black Christmas, another great one from the 70s. This one I will watch Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day I watch A Christmas Story. Yes, Ryan, I love it too, buddy. You can't go wrong with this one. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Art, how are you doing, bud? Let's see. It's early in the week. What a pleasant and fun surprise. Well, thank you, Art. Yeah, I thought, why not do a live stream on Monday? Shout out to my buddy Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. We usually do our um, Haddonfield alumni, Haddonfield High alumni on Monday, but he's actually on vacation this week. So I'm doing a live stream to kind of make up for that. I miss my buddy Nick. Huge shout out to him. I know he's going to watch this at some point, so I hope he's having a great vacation. Definitely well deserved. The guy is awesome. So awesome friend. Let's see. Love Black Christmas, watch in October and December. I'm actually thinking about Sarah watching it in October as well. So I'm kind of mixing up my October viewings. Our Chainsaw and Black Christmas. You cannot go wrong there, buddy. Let's see. My favorite Christmas film is Home Alone. That is one of my favorites. And J-Rod Films, Bob Clark double feature. That is right. Again, Christmas Eve, I watch Black Christmas, and Christmas Day is A Christmas Story. I did. Yes, Antonis. I did know that. I remember, I think it was the making of, and they talked about that. So, and I think because of the smell of it, you could smell like some kind of rotting smell. What's going on, Jill? How are you, my friend? How are you? Yes, I am missing Nick. I mentioned him just maybe about a minute ago. I am definitely missing him. So, how are you doing, Jill? Watch Final Exam. Austin, watch Final Exam a few days ago. It was very different than I expected. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Not one of my favorites, but I definitely like that. Kind of your basic slasher movie, but it's still enjoyable. Still very enjoyable. Nick B says not a slasher movie, but have you ever saw the movie The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp? I have not seen that, Nick B. I have not. I will have to watch that. I've heard of it though. I'm so glad you're doing good, Jill. Thank you for stopping in. What's one slasher? What's one off slasher that deserves more movies? I think I talked about this before. I think it was during a live chat of some type of live chat. But My Bloody Valentine. I really think they could pull off a sequel to either the remake if they wanted to, or the original movie. Maybe like a 40 years later type of premise. I think that would be really good. Thank you for that, Ben. Thank you for that question. Yeah. Um, yeah, I can't imagine Texas heat, smelling, you know, rotting. I don't know what it would be. I bet it was miserable though. Let's see. Let's pull some of these questions up for you guys. You guys are fantastic, so I'm gonna pull some of these up. Binge watched. What's up, Philly Z? Binge watched all the Friday 13th films. Jason Lives is my number one. That is my number one. My number one. And we're getting some love there. So number one, yes. That is my number one Friday the 13th film is Jason Lives. But that's one of my favorite franchises. Yes, Antonis. Trick or Treat deserves a sequel. Hopefully one day we get it. Jill, yes, slashers are my jam too. Out of any horror movie genre, subgenre out there, the slashers are the way to go. Those are some of my favorites. The next one I want to talk about is Suspiria, though, from the 70s. Another one of my favorites. Sorry for that glare. Sorry for that glare. I wish I could talk sometimes. Suspiria. Yes, another one of my favorites. I consider this a slasher film and giallo. You got some iconic kills in this movie, and quite, in my opinion, it's quite creepy, quite eerie at times. So Suspiria, and the 4K looks amazing. What's up, all? Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. All right, guys. Sorry about that, my friends. Um, let's see. Ali, what's going on, Ali? What's up? Let's talk slashers. I need a mental break from the first clinical rotation. Yes, we're talking slasher films. Yes, we are. Pentagramma, what's going on, buddy? Let's try to pull some of these up. Um, Suspiria is a masterpiece. It is. Ronan, how are you doing? What's going on? Art, I am back. If you see this, I am back. I clicked a wrong button, but I am back, Art. I am back, bud. Sorry about that. Oh, it's Rudy. Yes, I enjoyed the remake quite a bit. I do love that. I love that one. Let's see. If you can write, direct, and star in a horror movie, what would be the synopsis? Art. I write screenplays. I haven't wrote one in a long time. But I would say I wrote like a franchise. Like I used to call it the Curse of the Class Clown. So it was like a slasher film that takes place in a high school, and it's about these teenagers that hear about this curse, this kind of spirit that lives in their high school or haunts the high school, and they decide to stay the night after the school closes, and a lot of crazy things start happening. I wrote that in high school, so it's been a while since I've actually looked at that script, but it was called The Curse of the Class Clown, and I wrote a ton of sequels to it. And if you could write star in a horror film, what would be the snot? And I would star. I don't know if I would star in one of my own, but maybe The Curse of the Class Clown. I think when I made the short film, which I made that in high school, I was one of the characters in it. So I don't know if I would star in it, but The Curse of the Class Clown was the one. Let's see. What's your favorite non-franchise slasher? So my favorite one, I really love Happy Birthday to Me, Jill. That's one of my favorites. I really love Happy Birthday to Me. What's going on, Jamie? I'm going through these. What's going on, Jamie? How are you doing? But yeah, so Jill, Happy Birthday to Me. That is one of my all-time favorites. There's so many great ones out there. They're like Hell Night. I love that one too. That's always a good one. What's going on, Pentagramma? Yes, Art, I am back. I think, like Jamie would say, I think Twin Peaks took me for like a second, but I am back. I am back. Let's see. Sarah, I wanted to like the Suspiria, love the score and imagery, but everything else, nope, sorry. Are you talking about the original Suspiria, Sarah, or are you talking about the remake? Because I have some friends, some either love the original or don't, and I totally understand. We all got our opinions, but I love them both. I love both the remake and the original. Let's see. Let's see. I wrote a few high school short comedies in high school, starring me and my friends. That's awesome, Art. Awesome, awesome. All right. Let's see. Yes. Oh, it's Rudy. Yes. Happy Birthday to Me. Definitely has some fun kills in that one. Let's see. Ali. Let's see. I'll pull your question up, buddy. Um, Ever watch To All a Good Night? Yes, I love To All a Good Night. That is another great one. Another great movie there, guys. That's if you guys have never seen To All a Good Night, definitely check that one out. What's going on, Apollo? How are you doing, bud? Thank you for stopping in. We are talking some slasher movies tonight. Art, did you enjoy the Happy Death Day films? I did. I love the first one, and I'm close to loving the second one. I always go back and forth, but I didn't hate that one. I think they're definitely both great double feature films, but that first one, I had such a blast seeing that one in theaters. Absolutely loved it. Love that one. Austin, yeah, Funhouse is a good one. I love the Funhouse. Okay, Sarah, yeah. Yeah, Suspiria, it's, it's not for everybody, but I definitely love it. Hi, Jamie. What's going on, Jamie? Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. I agree, J Rod. The Suspiria remake was excellent. I loved it. Let's see, Apollo. Great workout today watching Rocky 2. Awesome. I definitely still want to do a Rocky live chat with you. We'll have to figure that out. I'd like to talk the franchise with you. I'm a big Rocky fan. Jill, Sleepaway Camp or Slumber Party Massacre? That is a tough one. I would say I'm gonna go Sleepaway Camp. I do love Slumber Party Massacre. What do you think of that? Do you prefer Sleepaway Camp or Slumber Party Massacre, Jill? Sleepaway Camp just a little bit more. I think it's you got that iconic song at the end. I love Felissa Rose. Great twist at the end of the movie. Some great kills. So and it's a summer camp slasher movie. So you can't go wrong there. Let's see. Art, Suspiria or Black Swan? I'm gonna go Suspiria, but Art, I do love Black Swan. I agree, Apollo. I agree. I love Rocky 2 and Halloween 2, but the originals are definitely better. The first movies are definitely better. Art, Scream or Scream 2? Definitely Scream, but Scream 2 is one of my favorites. I love it. I love Scream 2. But Scream 1, my favorite of the franchise, but Scream 2, absolutely love it. Antonis, what's your favorite horror movie that takes place in a theme park? Well, I'm gonna say, so at a theme park, if it was a fair, I would say the Funhouse, but I'm gonna say Hellfest. I loved it. I had such a blast seeing that one in theaters, and I kind of went in not really knowing too much about that one, but I had a great time with that. I absolutely love that. Pentagramma. Let's see. Do you like Hell Night? What do you think of the Scream Factory release? I love Hell Night, and um, I love that release. I think it's great. I think they had some, from what I remember, some really good bonus features. I think Linda Blair's was like 30 minutes long. Pretty lengthy interview, and I loved it. And Hell Night, that's one of my favorites. Absolutely love it, Pentagramma. Let's see. Paulo going through these. Yes, Jamie, I do like Hellfest. I love that. I'm going through your guys' comments. Uh, but yes, Jamie, I love Hellfest. So if I'm a little bit kind of lagging as far as going through your comments, I do apologize, guys. But yes, Jamie, I love Hellfest. I'm a big fan of that one. Apollo, have you seen Graduation Day? The theme song is like prom night. You can't forget it once you hear it. I agree. I love Graduation Day. I have seen it, and everybody wants to be a winner. They want to be a winner. Ollie, glad you like To All a Good Night. Now tell Christian Hannah Horror to see it. I've told him about it. Still hasn't seen it. I will have to tell him about that one. I think that is a great one. That's a fun Christmas slasher movie. But I will tell him about that. I definitely will. Let's see. Phil, let's go here. Um, is The Final Girls worth watching considering it's PG-13? I think so. I love it. I love the premise of them kind of being stuck in a slasher movie. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I love that. So definitely check it out. Check that one out. I love Final Girls. Great soundtrack too. Betty Davis eyes. You can't go wrong there. J Rod's Slumber Party is actually scary. Yeah, it's pretty suspenseful. I love Slumber Party Massacre though. Oh, Jill. Jill, I love this. Slumber Party Massacre. I love that. Yeah, it's a tough decision. I love both Sleepaway Camp and Slumber Party Massacre. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that remake. What's your favorite horror novel? To be quite honest, I haven't read too many novels. I'm not a big book reader, but I would say one that I read last year that I loved for the first time is Salem's Lot. So big fan of that. What's going on? Um, Trash Stash. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Tongue twisters. I can't talk. But what's going on? How are you doing tonight? Thank you for stopping in. Maniac Cop or Psycho Cop. So I have not seen Psycho Cop, Ollie. So I'm gonna go Maniac Cop. Definitely Maniac Cop. Oh, it's Rudy. I had a crush on the Killer in Slumber Party Massacre 2. I did too. That's weird to say, but I'm glad you agree because I had a crush on him too. If I remember, he had some pretty eyes. I mean, he's killing people, but you know, not too bad looking. Sarah, here's a great one. Both the original and remake of Maniac. Um, I got a confession to make. I'm not the biggest fan of the original. It's not because I don't like it. It just gets under my skin for some reason. But the remake I do love. I love the idea of the point of view of the killer. You really don't see Elijah Wood too much in that. So I like the fact that they took that remake and they did something different with it, and I absolutely loved it. So, um, Jill, um, Haunt or Hellfest? I'm gonna say Hellfest. I've seen Haunt once. I need to go back and rewatch it. I thought it was pretty good the first time I saw it, but I watched it late at night, so I need to go back and rewatch that. But I love like a good kind of fun house like slasher film, and I remember that one kind of taking place in a fun house. But I'm gonna go Hellfest. But let me know what you think. Which one do you prefer? Um, yeah. Oh, Rudy, I have seen Haunt. Rudy, I have seen Haunt, but I got to see it again. It's been a while since I've seen it. I liked it. Hellfest, I think I definitely prefer that one. Let's see. Apollo, the ending of Scream 2 was leaked online in 1997. The original killers were Derek and Sid's roommates. Wow, I did not know that. Would you prefer them or the killers we got? I think the killers we got. I love the killers that we got, but I did not know that it was leaked. Jamie, I agree. I did not like that they killed Randy. I felt bad. I hate that he dies, and I didn't realize he died so soon in it. I think he dies like maybe 30 minutes into it. He dies pretty quick. Yes, Jamie. Yeah, I definitely prefer Hellfest over Haunt, but Haunt was good. Art. Let's see. Would you rather be trapped in the mask of the Haunted Mask or the Haunted Mask 2? I have not seen Haunted Mask 2, so I guess I need to go watch that one. But as a kid, I remember the Haunted Mask scared me. That mask's still kind of creepy. I saw a picture the other day. It's still kind of eerie. Eerie little mask. Um, Antanas, what are 5 slashers that you hate and won't ever watch again? That's a tough one for me. Honestly, I would have to think about that. So with like movies that I hate, I tend to like block them out of my mind. The only one I could think of is like Freddy's Dead. Not a big fan of that one. But I have to think about that one. Maybe that would be a video I do. I know my buddy Triple Feature wants me to make a top 10 hated horror movies. So I will. I'll have to think about that one. That's a tough one for me. Slasher films, I love. I love some slasher movies. Um, what's going on, horror nerd? Again, I can't talk sometimes. Um, thoughts on the Hatchet series? I love the Hatchet series. My favorite being the first one, and then I always go back and forth between 2 and 3, which sequel I like better. And then Victor Crowley, I like that one. I hope we get another one. I'm a big fan of that franchise. Big fan of that franchise. I'm loving you guys in this chat. Thank you guys so much. I definitely appreciate it. I'm going through these as definitely quick as I can. Justin's I've done live chats, but I'm still getting used to going through the live chat. But you guys are amazing. So keep this up, guys. We'll keep going through these. Uh the stepfather or the dentist. I'm gonna go the stepfather. It's been a long time since I've seen the dentist, but as a kid it scared me. But the stepfather, that is a classic. I love it. I agree, Jamie. Terry O'Quinn is the boss. Phil, let's see. Phil says Hellfest was a pleasant surprise. Would you like a sequel if they could explore the killer more? Yes. I wanted that um right when the first one came out, and then you got that ending at the end of the film. So yes, pretty much, yeah, I would love to have a sequel. I hope we get a sequel. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but I would love a sequel to Hellfest and explore kind of the killer and who he is and why he does what he does. But then again, I like the kind of unknown about it too. So it's pretty crazy that he goes to different parks and then by the end of the night he kind of has a normal life. Let's see. Art, which death was the worst in your opinion? Heather Chandler from Heathers or Liz from Jawbreaker? Um, Liz. Liz was Liz the one that she's the one that died with the Jawbreaker, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I would say Liz because poor Liz did not know what was happening. Heather was a little bit mean. I don't think you know, I don't think she deserved to die, but she was definitely mean. So I'm gonna say Liz because she was just sleeping, and they killed poor Liz with the Jawbreaker. Let's see. I have not seen New York Ripper. That is one that I need to watch, Linton. I will definitely put that on my watch list, though. Paulo, Justin, is there a slasher that when you originally saw it, you loved it, but have grown not to like it the more that you watch it? I dislike Halloween 2018 the more that I watch it. Let me think about this. Uh, is there a slasher film out there? Trying to think. I'm trying to think of one. There was one not too long ago that I watched that I didn't like as much. I would say it's like as far as franchises go, like Halloween or Friday the 13th. There's always ones that kind of jump back and forth for me. But I really got to think about that. I would say as far as like Friday the 13th goes, I always said like the original was my favorite because that was just a great memory for me watching it, and I still love that movie. But my favorite Friday the 13th film is Jason Lives. So I know it doesn't answer the question like too clear, but I really got to think about that. Some slasher films that I don't like as much now that I did when I first saw them. Yes, I agree, Jamie. I agree. Twin Peaks love. I love Twin Peaks. You love Twin Peaks. Yeah, love Twin Peaks. I need to rewatch that series. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I've been meaning to rewatch it. Um, Just Before Dawn or The Burning. I'm gonna go with The Burning, Rudy, but I do love Just Before Dawn. That one's they're both kind of eerie. They both have like an eerie effect to them. Uh, I think Just Before Dawn's a little bit more eerier every time I watch it. But I'm gonna say The Burning, but Just Before Dawn, that is another one of my favorites. Apollo, I have not seen Horns. I have not seen that one, so I need to watch that. Again, that's another one I have to watch. Let's see. Let's see. I don't. Ollie says I don't like most remakes, but Maniac was really good. It was really good. That one surprised me. Um, again, because I'm not the biggest fan of the original. Again, it's not because I don't like it. I just have a hard time sometimes watching that movie. But uh, yeah, the Maniac remake though. Going back to that, I love that though. So that surprised me just because the original film is not a film that I can watch a lot. Thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre '03 remake? I love it. Now that going back to Apollo, like if we were to reverse um, kind of that question, so and thank you though for this question because this is a great kind of little discussion real quick. I That remake is a film that when I first saw it, I had watched the original and then went ahead and watched the remake afterwards. And the first time I saw the remake, I wasn't too crazy about it. But now that is like one of my it's definitely like top 3 favorite remakes for me. I love that. And one of my favorites in that franchise. Let's see. Would you watch the Psycho remake set in 2099 with Norman Bates as a cyborg? We'll give it a watch. We will give it a watch. I'm up for new ideas, so I would watch it. I would definitely watch that one. Jill, surprisingly enough, I do hate 5 films. I do hate 5 films. Again, I kind of like in my mind, I'm like, do I keep do I don't think about him too much, but Freddy's Dead's one of them. That one I don't like. Um, I know there's some others out there. I'm more of like, you know, oh, Fantasy Island. I saw that in theaters. That was the last movie before, theaters and everything shut down before the pandemic that I saw, and I was like, I can't believe Fantasy Island was the last one I saw. I was not a fan of that. That was like a 9:30 Tuesday night showing that I went with a buddy of mine, and we're like, we're gonna have fun with this, and we wound up not having fun with that movie. That was not good at all. Hey, J Rod, if you love Freddy's Dead, I have no problem with that, buddy. I have friends who love it, and I totally understand. Again, we have our different opinions on that, and we have our different opinions on movies, and that's what makes great conversations. So, but Jill, and I told Triple Feature, I will try to think of 10 horror movies that I hate, or 5 films that I hate. Just 5 films I hate. I can think of some. Um, that's going to be a video. I'm going to do a video on that. So I read that question wrong, Jill. But yeah, I can think of 5 films that I hate. I just got to, again, go back in the mind. Have you ever been to horror movie conventions? I have. I love them. I am going to Scarefest. Going to Scarefest. Coming up in October. I've already booked tickets. I've got my room. I'm ready for it. Jamie, Burnt Offerings or The Haunting? Burnt Offerings for me. The Haunting's a good one though, but Burnt Offerings for me. And you know what? We could talk slasher movies. We could talk about anything though. Let's just have a fun chat, guys. But Burnt Offerings, Jamie, that is the one that I would pick. How about you? Which one? Burnt Offerings or The Haunting, Jamie? Let me know. Austin, who are your favorite actors and actresses you've met at conventions? Oh, um, Well, I loved meeting Jamie Lee Curtis. I had a great experience meeting her. She was great. Uh, I loved. I got to think again. My mind sometimes things just kind of go away in the void for a second. Got to think about that. So Jamie Lee Curtis, Heather Langenkamp. I loved meeting her. Mark Patton, another great one. I loved meeting. Ellie Cornell, Daniel Harris. Um, oh, there's some. Trying to think. William Ragsdale from Fright Night. Charlie Brewster, the original Charlie Brewster. Absolutely loved him. And same with Amanda Bierce. Amanda Bierce, Amy from Fright Night. I loved her. Loved meeting her. She was super sweet. Linton, do you think Halloween Ends will be the last, or will we get another reboot in a few years? I think we're gonna get another one at some point. I've talked about it before. Like, if they ever wanted to go back to a timeline, maybe like try to bring Daniel Harris back somehow and have like a timeline of hers. Maybe Jamie didn't die in Halloween 6 and kind of erase that and bring her back. So that might happen. I would be down for that. I think it's gonna be a while before we get one. I would hope that that would be the case because I think after Halloween Ends, we kind of need a break and kind of soak everything in. I think we're gonna get another Halloween film, whether it's a reboot or some other kind of timeline. I think we're gonna get it eventually after Halloween Ends, but hopefully they kind of take a little bit of a break before they announce another one. Better song, Apollo. Better song, "Come to Me" from Fright Night or "Cry Little Sister." um, I'm gonna go with "Come to Me" from Fright Night, just because that is my favorite vampire film, and I love that soundtrack. But "Cry Little Sister," I love that one. So that's a tough question. I love both of them. Though. I love both of those songs. Though. So thank you for the question. Antonis, what are your thoughts on the Hellraiser movies? Um, I'm like 50-50 with them. The first three movies I love. Four has actually grown on me quite a bit. And then the rest kind of blur a little bit. I need to go back and watch some. I remember some of them being good and some of them being bad. Hellraiser Revelations, that's another movie I hate. There we go. Another movie I hate is Hellraiser Revelations. Not a big fan. Pentagramma, which first Scream kill do you like the best? Casey Becker, Maureen Evans, Sissy Cooper, or the two girls from 4? Oh, openings. I think the best opening is definitely the one with Casey Becker. I hate that she died. She was so sweet, but I think that's my favorite just because I think when anybody saw that movie, we were totally surprised that Drew Barrymore died in the opening. They kind of made her out to be the lead, but yeah, that's still my favorite one just because it's scary. It's very eerie. Ollie, favorite line from a slasher movie? Mine is, "I hear you're looking for Candyman." And I won't say the word, but um, let's see. Favorite line for me. Um, what's a favorite line for me in a slasher movie? Uh, what would be a favorite line for me? Um, oh, I'm bad at lines. What is the line? I'll just say this because I like. Let's see. I got to think about this. This is good. Oh, it's the line. Okay, so it's the scene at the end of Scream. I'm thinking about this one. It's a scene at the end of Scream when I think it's Randy. He's like, the killer comes back, or something like this. I can't remember the line like completely, but then Billy wakes up and Nev shoots him, and Nev goes, "Not in my movie." That's a great one. I love that. Jill, if you could make a slasher, name 5 actors you would cast for your victims, and who would be your final girl? Um, who would be my final girl? Oh, this is again tough. I mean, I would have to really think about these. If I had to cast 5 people, my final girl. Uh, let's see. Trying to think. I'm trying to think of. Um, I really like. What is her name? Um, the girl from the babysitter or the babysitter movies and Ready or Not, Samara Weaving. I really like her. So it would be really cool to have her in the movie as the final girl. I really like Samara Weaving. Who else would I cast? Mike Vogel, because absolutely love Mike Vogel. So we'll cast him somewhere in the movie. We will cast Mike Vogel. Um, trying to think of some other. Um, I'll throw Scott Eastwood in there because I love Scott Eastwood. Um, let's see. Kind of going and kind of thinking about all the Florence Pugh. I love her. I would cast her. Um, just thinking of like actors and actresses. And then who would be another really good one? Um, uh, trying to think. Another really good. Uh, just on the top of my head. The the kid from he's not a kid, but uh, Lucas something. He was in what was that one movie? Um, what is that film? Trying to think. Sorry, guys, I am drawing a blank. I am drawing a blank. He was in a movie. Michelle Lucas something. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on him. So let me pick another actor or actress. Uh, Dylan O'Brien. I think it's Dylan O'Brien. I like him, so I'm gonna go there. Sorry about that, Jill. Kind of drawing blank on actors. Definitely need to like to know what you think about the Hellraisers as well as especially Judgment. Phil, like I said, the Hellraiser movies, I'm kind of like 50-50 with. Some I love, some I like, and some I don't like. The Judgment, I did like that one. I did like that. Jill, by the way, the question about the 5 actors and the final girl, that's really good. But I'd really have to like go and kind of look at like actors and actresses that I would want in my slasher movie. But Samara Weaving, I would love for her, or Florence Pugh to be my final girl in a movie. Apollo, I have not seen Cobra yet, but I will. Oh, thank you, Jill. Thank you. Yes, I love Samara too. Let's see. Um, New York Ripper, one of your favorites. Um, again, I definitely have to check out New York Ripper. Jamie, check out my Twin Peaks Tuesday shows and watch along with me. Justin, I do a rundown of the episode I watched and then I discuss it with the chat. I will have to check that out because I'm a big Twin Peaks fan. Love Twin Peaks. So I will check that one out, Jamie. Love you too, Jill. Love you. You're fantastic. I think you're all fantastic. But I'm glad I got to meet you, Jill, and so many of you guys through, Nick and Christian. Um, it's amazing. We have an amazing community here, guys. I agree, oh, it's Rudy. The hot dudes could not save Fantasy Island. I love some eye candy, but they could not save Fantasy Island. Thank you, Jill. Yeah, I know. I know. I try to love everything. Again, any of the movies that I kind of like hate or dislike, I try to keep them in the back of my mind. So I need to like open up my mind and go back and think about the movies I hate. I have not met anybody from the Scream franchise, Antonis. I want to meet Nev. Um, at some point, I want to meet Nev. Jamie, burnt offerings. Yes, I love that. I have not seen Hands of the Ripper Trash Stash. I will have to look that one up. Sarah, definitely, and Jamie and Sarah, whenever you get a chance, definitely go to a convention at some point. They're a lot of fun. Even when you just kind of go around and like look at like the vendors. Like my favorite thing is always going to the vendors. That is my favorite thing is going to the vendors. I love the celebrities, but my two favorite things I take it back. Vendors and then hanging out with a group of amazing people. Every time I go to conventions, I always either meet new friends or friends that I'm meeting for the are friends that I've known for a long time, and I've met a lot of friends that I've already met kind of through YouTube, and we finally get to go to a convention together, and it's so much fun. I know that was rambling, but two of the best things, vendors and the people. Absolutely love it. So Jamie and Sarah, hopefully you guys get to go to a convention at some point. You will have a blast. Trash film home video. As long as there money, as long as there is money to be made, we will keep getting Halloween films. Yes, David. Yes, we will. We definitely will. I think they were talking about that. Like after Halloween ends, they already had plans for more Halloween movies, and I'm like, don't say that yet. Like, wait till Halloween ends comes out, and then if you want to make another one, wait for some time to announce it. Because they already kind of sort of announced that they had future ideas for Halloween movies after Halloween ends. J Cart's Arts, a movie friends. I am doing great. Sorry if I'm going through these questions a little bit slow. I'm kind of going through all of these. You guys are fantastic. But how are you doing tonight? I am doing great. If you're still in here, I am doing great. Again, I do apologize for kind of getting through these questions pretty slow, but I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. Trash Dash, what would you think if they cast Hulk Hogan as a main character in Halloween Ends and Michael has to fight the Hulkster? Hey, if you want to cast him, definitely do so. I like Hulk Hogan. I'm not into wrestling as much as I used to, but I grew up with Hulk Hogan. Oh, it's Rudy. Thoughts on the Chucky TV series? I'm pretty open to it. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of curious where they're gonna go with it. See, yes, Samara Weaving, Jill, absolutely. The best, uh, Sarah, the best song from Fright Night to me is "Good Man in a Bad Time." One of my favorites. One of my favorites. I love uh the other song in the club. "Give It Up," I think it's called. I love that song. That's one of my favorites. Yes, cast Henry Cavill. Definitely. I would cast him. I love Henry. He is easy on the eyes. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much. Yeah, casting a movie, I would really have to think about it, but there's some great actors and actresses out there. Are what? Who would you cast as a final girl in your self-directed slasher? Samara Weaving. I'm gonna go with Samara Weaving on that one, Art. Um, I loved Alexandria. Diario. Oh gosh, I'm butchering her last name, but I love her. Texas Chainsaw 3D. Love all three of those, Jill. Love all three of those. And I'm glad we met too, Jill. You're fantastic. Paulo, Justin, what was Billy in Fright Night? He wasn't a vampire. He obviously wasn't human. I do not know. I still think about that today, still today, and I've seen that movie several times. So I don't know what he is. Definitely not a vampire, definitely not a human. I would love more Jessica Biel in horror movies. Apollo, I've never seen Witchboard. Can you give me a quick synopsis of the film and why I should watch it? Um, it is about a woman named Linda, played by the late Tawny Katane. She's her and her husband are throwing a party in the beginning of the movie, and one of their friends, or Linda's friend, brings over a Ouija board, and they play with the Ouija board, and he forgets to take home the Ouija board. So Linda winds up communicating with a ghost of a 11-year-old boy named David. And once Linda starts figuring out that things are a little bit weird with David, and he's a little bit more dangerous, she tries to get rid of the board, and she's kind of trapped now. And it's up to the two guys in the film to kind of figure out what's going on. So, quick synopsis, don't want to give too much away, but I love Witchboard. As you can see, signed by the late Tawny Katane and Kevin Tenney, the director. So definitely watch Witchboard. That is in my top, I would say, top 15 favorite horror movies. I love Witchboard. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. I agree. I agree. Yeah, Phil. I don't know when we're gonna get another Friday the 13th movie. I want another one. He says Friday the 13th lawsuit is really sad. I agree. I would love another Friday the 13th film. It's been what, 13 or 12 years. It's been over 10 years since the last one. So, but Never Hike Alone, if you've never seen that short film, I think it's on YouTube. Check it out. And I know the sequel's on there. I haven't watched it yet because I'm still waiting for my Blu-ray to come in the mail. But Never Hike Alone, I love it. I know it's not a film, but it's a short film, and or it's not a full-length movie. But definitely check out Never Hike Alone if you've never seen it. I have not seen Cruel Summer, Joel. I will watch it. I've heard it's really good. I think it's on Hulu. I will have to check it out. Art, I don't know. Um, I'm not sure if I would be into a reboot of Halloween for TV. Um, maybe if they do something like Fear Street's doing, maybe each episode is like a different theme. But I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I'm still kind of open to the Chucky series, but I'm still kind of like, I'm not hyping myself up because sometimes a TV show based on a horror movie franchise is either good or bad. So, but I would watch it. If they did a Halloween reboot for TV, I would watch it just to see what it's like. Let's see. Art, would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? um, I don't know. A werewolf, you can kind of, you know, transform back into a human, so you get to go outside during the day. But then you don't know if you when you become a werewolf when the full moon's out. So I don't know about that. But a vampire, hang out during the night. But then I would miss some of my favorite foods and treats and stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna go werewolf just because I love my Skittles and I love my candies and I love my treats. So I don't know if I can give up those. Let's see. About to just ask about Witchboard. Yes, watch Witchboard, Phil. Watch it. Do I have a Ouija board? A Ouija board, Art? I do not. I do not. They kind of creep me out. I had a friend of mine who supposedly told me when she was I was at her like 8th grade birthday party, and when I left, a few friends stayed with her and they played her Ouija board, and she said some stuff happened. So I have not played one. So my luck, something would happen. I don't know. It probably would happen. That's my luck. So I do not. Um, Thoughts on Blair Witch from 2016? What a wasted opportunity. That is a film. I think you were the one that asked this, Apollo, but you asked about a slasher film that I loved and then I like less. Blair Witch, even though it's not a slasher movie, I would say that is one where I loved it in theaters. I loved Blair Witch in theaters, and every time I watch it, I like it less and less. Not bad, but it could have been better. Phil, Witchboard 2 was great. Definitely watch it. And then Witchboard 3 is not great. Don't watch that one. But Witchboard 2 is fantastic. Apollo, okay. Who would have a longer line at Monster Fest? Donald Pleasance or Wes Craven? Ooh. I'd say probably about even because they're both legends. Rest in peace. Maybe Wes Craven slightly because he has a lot more work out there. But Donald Pleasance is classic too. I miss them both. I wish I would be. I wish I would have met them before they passed. That would have been great. I know Donald Pleasance passed in '96, but I think Wes Craven, for instance, I was going to conventions even before he passed, and I would have loved to have met him. See, oh, it's Rudy. A limited event series for Halloween reboot could be an option. It could be. It could be. All right, I've got through the questions, guys. So keep the questions going. And let's talk some more slashers. You know what, Rudy? You keep your Ouija board. Like I said, my luck, something would happen. Something would happen to me. The Halloween series, it could. He's talking about the Halloween series. It could go on. I got a question for you guys. Speaking of slasher films, let's just talk about it real quick. What did you guys think of the Fear Fest movies? Fear Street movies so far. For me, 1994 was really good. Overall, I really enjoyed that one. But my favorite, Austin brings it up. Fear Street 2. Oh, here we go. Fear Street 2. Did you see Fear Street 2? Yes. So I loved 1978 more. I had such a great time with it. Like the day after I was listening to the soundtrack, all the music that was playing in the in the movie, I loved it. And I'm actually thinking about going ahead. I'm actually thinking about going and rewatching them at some point. I think it would be really cool. But yeah, 1978 is my favorite. I love it. And I really enjoyed 1994. So what did you guys think of Fear Street movies? Have you guys seen them yet? Let's not talk about spoilers just in case people haven't seen them. But let's go ahead and talk about them now. Let's see. Apollo. It's always bothered me that Roy Burns in Friday 5 killed more people in one film than Jason did in the previous ones. Thoughts? I've never actually really thought about that. So, um, I don't. I wouldn't say it bothered me. Because I really haven't counted the body counts, but that's interesting. I think that's interesting though. I did not know about that. But overall, I love Friday 13th Part 5 though. I know it kind of gets hate because it's not Jason, but I uh I definitely overall love that movie. 1978 was good. I liked it a little more than 1994. Good music and cast. I agree. I really enjoyed 1994. But for me, it was 1978. I think the cast was better. The music was great. I think the story was a little bit better for me too. And I you can't go wrong with a summer camp slasher. Yeah, part two, Austin. I really enjoyed part one, but part two was definitely better. 1978 was better. Um, Apollo. Let's see. Art says, I don't have Netflix, I have DirecTV. So if you're wanting to watch the Fear Street movies right now, they're just on Netflix. But I would say if you can definitely get Netflix, highly recommend it. There's some great stuff on there. If you ever want a listing of movies or television shows, let me know. But the Fear Street movies, they're very entertaining. Apollo, I would say probably Billy from Black Christmas. A little bit more dangerous to society. That we don't. And if you're talking the 2006 remake, we know who Billy is. But if you're talking the original Black Christmas, no one knows who Billy is. So that makes it creepy too. See, Phil says 1994 was good. 1978 was great. I think there are gonna be movies people like. I think there are going to be movies people look back on years from now. I agree. Yeah, I think these are gonna be movies people look back on from years from now. I definitely agree. I think it's especially 1994. I think that's a great if you're just getting into slasher movies, that's one of them to check out before you jump into a lot of the other slasher films out there. Because while you do have some gruesome kills in the movie, that is a good starter kind of slasher film to watch. And 1978 was just like crazy, like definitely more of a body count there, and pretty brutal. That bread cutter scene in 1994 was pretty insane. But 1978 had some crazy kills. They were your kind of basic kills, but it kind of went there pretty crazy in that movie. Let's see. Sarah says, out of both Pleasance and Craven, I think I would meet Pleasance more because of he was the man was the first of the he was blow I cannot pronounce that, but he was in Sarah. I know what you're talking about. He was in 007. He was in one of those movies. So that's a tough one. Again, Donald Pleasance and Craven. I miss them both. Rest in peace. But I would meet both of them. I think Craven I would meet a little bit more maybe, but I'd meet them both. Oh, Sarah, you're gonna love Fear Street. I think you're gonna. You again. I really enjoyed 1994, but 1978, I definitely preferred more. Phil, I'm kind of curious where 1666 is gonna go. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. I'm curious where it's gonna go because I don't think that the first two are pretty much like slasher films. This one's gonna go more of a different kind of theme of like the Salem witch trial. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Art says Night of the Demons, 1988. If you were possessed, what would be the first thing you would do? I don't know what I would do, to be quite honest. I don't know. I do not know. I was possessed. I was possessed. I don't know, Art. Good question. If I was possessed, what would I do? Not sure. Not sure. Apollo, have you ever seen Peeping Tom? I know anyone know a quality DVD edition out there. I have never seen it. Did Criterion release that on? I don't think they released it on Blu-ray, but did Criterion have a DVD of it? I feel like that's been released before. I just can't remember. And I've wanted to see Peeping Tom. New Year's Evil or April Fool's Day? April Fool's Day for me. Definitely April Fool's Day. New Year's Evil's pretty good, but April Fool's Day I love. Definitely love that. Are you also disappointed that Scream 5 is just titled Scream? I don't like the fact that they just call these movies like Scream or Halloween kind of started it, but I don't like when they just call them kind of Scream, because if you do other sequels, what are you gonna call them? That's my only issue with the thing is, where do you go after for instance, them calling the new Scream Scream? What are the other sequels going to be called? That's my only issue with it. But we'll see what happens. Supposedly it's not a sequel, but it's not a reboot, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, let's go through some other stuff real quick. I want to talk about some other slasher movies. No, I'm Apollo. I'm not. They're showing little kind of screenshots. They're still kind of keeping Scream a little under wraps. So, I want to talk about some '80s horror movies or '80s slasher movies, though, real quick. I wanted to pick a Friday the 13th Part 2 film out, or Friday the 13th film out. So I picked Friday the 13th Part 2. The original is a classic. Jason Lives is my favorite, but when I think of like slasher films from the 80s, I definitely think of Friday the 13th Part 2 the most for some reason. I love that film, and Part 2, it's definitely a creepy one. That's one of the creepy Friday the 13th films. I like Scream 4. I definitely really enjoy Scream 4, Phil. The Burning, another great 80s slasher movie. We talked about that one. I love that. Another great 80s one there. Yes, Sarah, Amy Still for the win. I love Amy Still. Love Amy Still. Apollo, I love how Friday the 13th Part 2 has an axe on the cover, even though Jason never uses one. That is true. That is true. Another great 80s slasher movie out there, guys. My Bloody Valentine. Who's a fan of this one? By the way, if you don't have the Scream Factory release, definitely pick it up. But My Bloody Valentine, another great one. Another one of my favorites. This is a pretty underrated one here. He Knows You're Alone, which is another one of my favorite 80s slasher films. Yeah, I love this movie. It's pretty underrated for the 80s. Has anybody ever seen? Never seen it? Shame to say. Check out He Knows You're Alone, Phil. This is a great one. He Knows You're Alone. Kind of a before like Scream 2, before the Scream 2 opening. This one also had a theater opening. That was pretty. The opening takes place in a theater. That's where I was going with that. But He Knows You're Alone. This is a great one. Absolutely love He Knows You're Alone. So check this one out. Tom Hanks, one of his first movies. So yes, Tom Hanks is in that one, Apollo. Yeah, this is a great one. So He Knows You're Alone. Check that one out, guys. Absolutely love that one here. And a great Scream Factory release. I'm glad some company finally released that movie. I love that. Sarah, you need to check out He Knows You're Alone. And yes, Antonis, My Bloody Valentine. You say you like My Bloody Valentine. It's definitely one of my favorites. Definitely love that. But Sarah, check out He Knows You're Alone. That's a great one. Probably one of the films that I saw outside of, let's see, Antonis. Phil, Curtains. Yes, I think Curtains is a great one, Phil. That is a great one. Very underrated 80s slasher movie. I wonder if My Bloody Valentine was filmed in a real mine. It was. It was. Filmed in Canada, which Canada has some of the best slasher films made. They film a lot of great Canada slasher films. Slasher films. Canada has a lot of slasher films that are filmed there, and a lot of great slasher films. That's where I was going with that. But My Bloody Valentine. I love the hometown kind of feel. Your everyday people in a hometown. It's awesome, and absolutely love My Bloody Valentine. But happy birthday to me. Has anybody seen this one? This is one of those slasher films I saw outside of like the mainstream films, next to Prom Night, which that's another one of my favorites. Happy Birthday to Me is another one of my favorites, and I have to watch this every year. I think a lot of people, if you've seen this movie and you love it, you have to watch it every year on your birthday. I definitely do. Happy birthday to me, Melissa Sue Anderson. Yes, Phil, great twist. It does have a great twist. And I love Happy Birthday to Me. That's a great one there. Let's see. Ginger Snaps. Sarah, Ginger Snaps is Canadian and filmed, by the way, in BC. Yes, Ginger Snaps is another great Canadian horror movie. I love that. Antonis, oh, happy birthday to me. I saw it for the very first time this year. What do you think of it, Antonis? Did you like it? I know some people love it and some people don't love it, but I'm a big fan of that one. Paulo, should the original Psycho be considered a slasher? There are only 2 kills in the entire film. I really don't look at it. I really don't look as can't talk. I really don't look Psycho as a slasher film, but it has elements of a slasher movie in there. So it kind of like didn't start the slasher craze, but it is one of those first that kind of is connected with slasher movies. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Antonis. That's awesome. Kenny, does the Happy Birthday to Me Mill Creek version, does that Happy Birthday to Me, the Mill Creek version, have special features that does have special features? Does Happy Birthday to Me that Happy Birthday to Me Mill Creek version doesn't have special features? Does that have special features? Let me look for you. So you're talking about this one. This one has, let's see, I think it has a commentary. Yeah, it has a commentary by Hysteria Continues, the team behind a Teenage Wasteland, the slasher movie book. It has like a gallery, an original trailer and TV spot. So not really a lot of bonus features with this one, bud. The Mill Creek one and this Indicator release. This one has probably the more bonus features on it, more bonus features or special features. But they really haven't released Happy Birthday to Me on Blu-ray, where there's a lot of special features. That definitely deserves a Blu-ray release with a lot of bonus features on there. Sarah says Psycho is the original slasher. Yeah. Again, sometimes, it can be considered a slasher movie, but when I watch it, I really don't think of it as a slasher. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those first movies that kind of started the slasher craze. So yeah, Psycho can be considered a slasher. For me, I don't see it that way, but kind of in the Going to Pieces documentary, they do mention it. So it does have. I'm going to say it can be. It is a slasher movie overall. When I think of slashers, though, that's not one that I think of like on the top of my head. Antonis, I love Psycho. I've seen them all, and the original is my favorite. That's rare for me because I prefer sequels most of the time. Psycho is my favorite, but Psycho 2, I love Psycho 2. That for me, that's more of a slasher film is Psycho 2. I love that movie. Paulo says, "Why haven't we got why haven't we gotten a Blu-ray release of Fright Night Part 2?" I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it might be a rights issue, so I'm not sure, Apollo. But I'm gonna go through some other 80s slasher movies real quick, guys. We got Slumber Party Massacre, and then we got the sequels. Love this trilogy here. Slumber Party Massacre, we've talked about it during the live chat, but Slumber Party Massacre, can't go wrong with that one. What are your guys' thoughts on the upcoming remake of that? I think it's coming on Sci-Fi. Let me know what you guys think of that. I'm kind of curious about that remake. So it's coming on Sci-Fi. I thought Leprechaun Returns was pretty good. Actually, it was really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with the Slumber Party Massacre remake. Psycho is my favorite horror film of all time. That's one of my favorites, Sarah. Halloween for me, but Psycho's in my top 5. Sarah, you didn't like the Slumber Party Massacre? It's okay. I mean, it's cheesy. And again, we all have our opinions on movies, but that's what makes us awesome movie lovers, is we can all have our different opinions on it. But I love Slumber Party Massacre. I remember for the longest time, like if you wanted to get a DVD copy of it, like the DVD was like long out of print and you couldn't get it. And then they released like the trilogy set from Shout Factory, which was really cool. And now the Blu-rays, which I know 2 and 3 are out of print as far as that Blu-ray goes. But I love those movies. Apollo, definitely check out the Slumber Party Massacre films. Antonis, I've never seen Slumber Party Massacre. Should I watch it? Yes, definitely watch it. I love Slumber Party Massacre. One of my favorites. Apollo, thoughts on I Still Know You Did Last Summer? I love I Still Know You Did Last Summer. I think it's great. It's not as good as the first one, but it's close up there. Very much close up there. The Prowler, another great 80s slasher movie. What's your guys' thoughts on this one? This is just a great one, directed by Joseph Zito, and one of my favorites. Again, another favorite of mine. I have a lot of favorite slasher movies, but I love The Prowler. I hear this is getting a 4K, or it's rumored to be getting a 4K. So I'm kind of curious if this is going to happen. Blue Underground is going to be releasing, or they are releasing a lot of 4K titles. So I'm sure we'll see The Prowler at some point on 4K. But I love that one. Yes, Austin, it was great. It is a great one. Prowler is great. Sarah, let's see. Have you seen Evil Speak? If not, you should. It's a great one. I have not seen Evil Speak, but I will go check that one out. I will look that up and check that out. I've heard it's really good. I've heard that's a good one. I love The Prowler. I watched, Antana says, I love The Prowler. I watched it for the very first time in November of 2020. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it too. One of my favorites. Absolutely. Let's see. Apollo, Blood Diner or Microwave Massacre? I haven't seen Blood Diner in a long time. I saw Microwave Massacre, a couple years ago. I'm going to say Blood Diner, though. I think I was a little bit more entertained with that one. What's going on, Triple Feature? Sam, how are you, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. Thank you, thank you. How's it going, Sam? Pentagramma, yes. Prowler kills are awesome. I think they are. The kill that I always think of is the one where they stab the guy in the back of the or on the top of his head, and they pull the knife out and his eyes roll back. That always creeped me out. when I first watched it. It's still kind of eerie today when I watch it. How's it going, Sam? Hope you're having a great night, buddy. Still got to check out the Prowler. Definitely check it out, Sarah. Definitely check it out. What slasher scares you? I don't, I would say the closest one that I think really scares me, Pentagram, is Black Christmas. I think as a slasher film, that one gets to me. It's just a creepy movie, but that one, I'm gonna say that one. That one scares me. Have you seen the Phantasm movies? Yes, I love that series overall. I love 1 and 2. Well, actually, I love the first 3 movies. I know they kinda get cheesier as I go along, but, especially 1 and 2 I love. 3 I love, though. 4 I really enjoy, and 5 I've seen once, and I thought it was pretty good. Definitely not the strongest one, but I thought it was pretty good. Did you, Sam? What? Yes. I think I saw a ranking of yours. I think you talked about the Phantasm movies. Yeah, you know what? That is one of my I think you did yeah, I'm pretty sure you did a video on those. Which by the way, I'm loving kind of your ranking videos and I love your videos, buddy. But yeah, Phantasm. My favorite one out of those I would say is 1, but 2 I love that. I love part 2. Let's see. Austin. Halloween 8 scared the crap out of me as a kid. Thought Michael was gonna come for me. I thought Michael was gonna come for me too when I was a kid. He's scary. Despite some of, the kind of how some of the sequels are better than others, I think Michael is just a scary character. Definitely Pentagramma. Black Christmas is very creepy. Very, very creepy. It still gives me chills each time I watch it. See, hey, Sarah, I'm glad there's some love for the 5th one there. Because I did not mind it. I liked it. What's your favorite Chucky quote? Um, let's see. I can't. I don't want to cuss. Don't f with the Chuck. I can't remember what one that's from, but that's a good quote. And then the one quote when Andy's mom is about to Andy's mom. Is it Andy? Oh gosh, I'm bad. When the mom's about ready to throw him into the fire. That quote there. What let's see. Was I the only one to hate Phantasm 2? Sarah, I love Phantasm 2, but I don't know. Maybe some people don't love it. I do. I love it. I love it. Um, what about Shockwaves? Tell me what you feel watching this movie. Creepy. It's eerie. Shockwaves is an eerie one. Any first time watches lined up for October? Um, no, I can't. I have not thought about that yet, but I'm ready for October. First time watches lined up for October. Um, I might save some of those Shutter movies for October. I know they're releasing a lot of great content, great movies over there, and documentaries that I haven't seen yet. So maybe I'll start like kind of mixing in a lot of those Shutter originals into my October viewing this year. Child's Play 3. Cool. Cool. Don't F with the Chuck. That's my favorite line. Justin, could a Fright Night 3 work if William Ragsdale returns? It might. It might work. It might work. If they did it, that would be really cool. I would be down for a Fright Night Part 3. Maybe like uh Charlie's now like a professor, and he has like a teenage daughter, and somehow there's a vampire that's falling in love with this teenage daughter, and he's connected somehow to Jerry and Regina. So that could be a potential sequel there. Of course, Sam. I will be watching Halloween Kills in October. That is, I'll probably watch it 3 times. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably be seeing it with different groups of people. I know I've been talking to some buddies, Nick being one of them, and we're gonna go try to see it. Apollo, Justin, if you had Halloween Kills or Scream 5 right now, which one would you watch first? I'm gonna say Halloween Kills, being that I'm more of a that's my favorite franchise. But you know, make it a double feature. So Halloween Kills and Scream 5. But I'm gonna go with Halloween Kills, and then I would do Scream 5. Antonis, do you know any 70s horror movies that have behind the scenes? Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you want a great documentary, they talk about that. Halloween has some great ones. There's a great documentary for Halloween 1978. It's called Halloween: The Inside Story. If you've never seen it, definitely try to look that one up. It's a good one. All right, guys. So the last of the 80s slasher movies that I want to talk about is actually pretty underrated, and that is Stage Fright. Has anybody seen Stage Fright? Jill, have you seen Stage Fright? I don't know if you're still in here, but if you've seen this, let me know. If any of you guys have seen Stage Fright, let me know if you've seen this one. This is again uh, another favorite of mine, but probably one of the most underrated um, slashers, giallo films out there. Um, Definitely one of my favorites. Oh, Brian Goes Blue. What's going on, buddy? What is going on? Triple feature, Sam. Definitely check it out. If you want some October movies to watch, definitely watch this one. Art, check it out. Definitely check it out. Brian Goes Blue. Yes, the owl mask is really creepy. I agree, Brian. It is a really creepy mask. I love this. This is a creepy slasher film, though. So that's one of my favorites. Like all these, that is a favorite movie of mine, though. Let's see. And how are you guys doing tonight, Brian and Coca? Hope you both are doing well. Yes, David. Yes, Stage Fright is a great one. That is one of my favorites. Not everything needs 4K, but I would buy that on 4K just to own it because I love that movie. I love Stage Fright. Very underrated. Apollo, Sydney can't have any more family members that want her dead, so I'm guessing Ghostface won't be going after her. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Kenny, let's see. Never seen it, but now that you've talked about it, I need to buy it on Blu-ray. Yes, definitely buy that one on Blu-ray. That is one of my favorites. Again, I say one of my favorites all the time, but Stage Fright, like one of the most underrated slasher films out there. It's awesome when people talk about it, but it's rare that people talk about it though. So yeah, definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Let's see. Go back up. Paulo, why does Terror Train get so much hate? I don't know why, because I love Terror Train. I love Prom Night as well. Oh, Austin. Let's see, is it Night School? Oh, I love Night School. That is a great one too. Um, yes, it is a great one. Check it out, Austin. That is a great movie. That's another kind of slasher movie that's pretty eerie out there. I love that one. That's really good. Hey Jill, no problem. Yes, I'm glad you love Stage Fright as well. I thought you might. I thought you might have seen it and loved it. I'm glad you do, Jill. I love that one. Antonis, I'm gonna admit I saw the Fog remake in theaters, and while it's definitely not as good as the original, I liked it when I saw it in theaters. It's not the worst remake out there. Definitely not the best. I haven't seen it in a long time though. Haven't seen it in a long time. I love Curtains. Pentagramma. I'm a big Curtains fan. I think it's great. That's another underrated slasher film. My favorite scene is the skating scene, and it's a creepy scene. That is a great one. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I hear a lot about Tourist Trap. Worth a watch? Yes, Paulo. Did I actually pull that one? I did, yes. So I was going to talk about it during the 70s horror movies. Tourist Trap. Definitely check this one out. That's another great one. And try to pick up this Blu-ray here. This is the un uncut version of Tourist Trap, and there's some extra blood and gore scenes in it. But Tourist Trap, definitely watch that. Pick up this Blu-ray if you get a chance. That is a great Blu-ray. Great Blu-ray. Uh, Going through. Let's see. Um, Justin, you need to do a video counting down your top 10 most hated horror movies. We were talking about that earlier, Sam, and yes, that will happen. I got to think of 10 of them though. Again, those hated movies, I try to keep in the back of my mind, and so I need to go back and dig through my mind and pick out 10 of them. I agree, Art. It is scary. Tourist Trap is a very eerie movie. I think Pentagram mentioned that. Scary slasher movies. I think Black Christmas is probably the most scariest one for me. Um, as far as slasher films go, but Tourist Trap is up there with it. Oh, that's cool, Sarah. It was filmed near where you live, the Fog remake. Did you get to see them, the film? Are you talking about the Jay Smith? Are you talking about the movie Them? I have not seen it yet. I have not seen it. Jill, I am ready for fall too. I'm ready for, I mean, I love summer. I do, but fall is where it's at. I love fall. Jill, I I think I could say it for a lot of people, for most people at least. We love fall, and I cannot wait for fall. Oh, okay, Jay. All right. Do you think indie horror movies have bad acting? Not all of them, Antonis. There's some great indie horror movies out there. Which one was I gonna talk about? Let me get that real quick. Let's see. Oh, this one right here. If you guys have never seen this, this is a good one. Uh, The Sleeper. This is a great indie horror movie. Now, is the acting like, perfect? No, but not bad acting. Great movie here, The Sleeper. And I'll pull his question up, but uh, indie horror movies have bad acting. No, not all of them do. The Sleeper is actually one where I think the acting is actually overall really good or pretty good. But The Sleeper, this is a great slasher film, indie slasher movie if you've never seen it. So definitely check that one out. The Sleeper. I actually interviewed the director um, when this movie came out on DVD, and that was a lot of fun. If you guys have never seen this one, look up The Sleeper. That is a great movie there. Art, did you see the Halfway to Halloween marathon on AMC? I did not. I did not see that. I'm excited though. AMC. I know we probably have most of those horror movies, but part of like October and fall is kind of just the love for watching AMC. So I'm looking forward to fall, looking forward to October. I like pumpkin spice stuff, so I like decorating Halloween decorations in September. So I'm looking forward to it. But yes, I did not see it though. I sometimes I go off track and I like to ramble sometimes, but I did not see it in April. But October's around the corner. I'm looking forward to it. Apollo, more disturbing, Cannibal Holocaust or I Spit on Your Grave. Well, both of them are disturbing. I have not seen Cannibal Holocaust, but I have seen I Spit on Your Grave, and that's a tough one for me to watch, but I've seen that one. Cannibal Holocaust, I don't know if I could see that one. Don't know if I can watch that one. Yes, Jill. It's gonna. Oh, sorry. Let's go. Uh, yes, Jill. It's going to be great. It is. We got some love for fall in here, Jill. We got Sarah. We got Rudy. Yes, fall is going to rock, Rudy. I cannot wait. Only horror film. Let's see. October is my favorite. Antonis. It is also my birthday month. October 7th is my birthday. What's your birthday? If you don't mind me asking. But it's also my favorite month. And happy early birthday, Antonis. Art is sending you some love there, and I'm sending you some love. So happy early birthday as well. Art, Green Inferno. I've seen it. I've seen Green Inferno. Green Inferno once, and I'll probably never watch it again. That one kind of stuck in my mind for days. October 16th. Awesome, Antonis. Would I go anywhere? Yeah. I mean, I love visiting like um, different sites and different locations. So that would be cool. That definitely would be cool, Austin. I would definitely travel. Salem would be amazing. I would like to go to Salem. October 4th, Pentagramma. Nice. We got some October birthdays in here. Jay, I agree. I want fall year round too. If we could skip winter, I'd be happy. And I like a good summer and I like a good spring, but I love fall. I love fall. All right, guys. So let's talk about some just kind of like, let's see, November 4th. Hey, Sarah, November is not bad either, though. And it's close to October. November 4th is close to October. Town the Dreaded Sundown, the remake. I was going to talk about that real quick. That is another great remake. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that one. Let's go through, pick some other ones out here real quick. House of Wax. Just watched this one the other night, and I reviewed the Blu-ray. Scream Factory. This is a must. If you guys do not have this, or if you haven't ordered it yet, definitely pick up the Scream Factory release of House of Wax. That is a great one. Transfer is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful transfer. Let's see. Paula, will you be purchasing the Halloween 4K releases? I got part 2 with the poster and vinyl. Nice. I'm gonna get them. I think I'm gonna get Halloween 2 and 3 first, though. I mean, I have the first one on 4K. I'm gonna eventually just double dip again and get that one, or triple dip this time and get that one. But yeah, Halloween 2 and 3, I'm looking forward to those the most. But I'm gonna get them all. I will be getting those though. That's right, Jay. They used to release Halloween movies in August. But happy early birthday to you, Jay. Yes, Sarah, I love the Town That Dreaded Sundown remake as well. It's a reboot, remake. I see it more of as a reboot, but it's technically a reboot remake, and I love that movie. in general, I love that movie. So good. Definitely love that, Sarah. Uh, Austin, you can. I think it's kind of a mix of like um, a remake, a reboot, and sequel. So you can kind of like interpret it. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Any way that you want. I would say it's more for me at least like a reboot sequel. Um, that's how I see it. I think of it as a reboot, more of a reboot than anything. But I love that in general. Just love that movie. Scream is also releasing the films on Blu-ray again. Hopefully, we get new features. We might, but that Scream box set that came out, I got it right here. This Scream set right here was a really good set with two really good documentaries in there, and I'll show you real quick. Scream: The Inside Story and Still Screaming. So hopefully when the new Blu-rays come out, maybe those will come out as well. But if you want to get this set right here with those two documentaries in it, Apollo, that is worth picking up. That is worth definitely getting. Nice, David. I think hey, I reviewed it and for me, picture quality was fantastic. And you think with a film that only came out like 16 years ago, because you would think it would not like have like a huge upgrade, but they did an amazing job with that picture and sound quality. If you pop in that old Blu-ray and then you watch the new Blu-ray, there is a huge difference. So yeah, I that is a fantastic Blu-ray. You're gonna love it, David. That's one of my favorite remakes too. I love House of Wax. I really want the House of Wax Blu-ray, but saving up my money for vacation in August. No problem. Definitely get it at some point. At some point, Sarah, you'll definitely love it. I hope you have a great vacation, by the way, Sarah. Jay, it's definitely worth upgrading, buddy. Again, picture quality looks so much better. You would never have thought it being again a more of a modern day slasher, but it was great. Loved it. Highly recommend it. Um, art. Why do you think that Halloween is getting the most? Why do you think Halloween gets the most special edition releases? It's a classic, and it's a well-known series. Um, but yeah, I think it's because it's just really popular. But I love Halloween, so it's Mountain Dew, Sarah. I'm just drinking Mountain Dew, just Mountain Dew, just Mountain Dew. Saw House of Wax today. Adam, nice, nice. I'm glad you loved it. That's one of my favorites. Yes, Jay. I want a Halloween H2O special edition as well. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, Pentagram. I'm here. Are they doing a reboot or is it going to be? I'm hearing a reboot or sequel. So we'll see what happens there. Hey, I like a Red Bull every once in a while. Art. A vodka Red Bull. I don't think I've ever had that. I'm just drinking a Mountain Dew tonight, guys. Just a Mountain Dew tonight. Go through some other ones real quick. Valentine, that's another one of my favorites right there. Kind of the end of those, uh, you know, late 90s, early 2000s slasher movies. I love that. Oh, Hollow, you mentioned a great one. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow is a great film. I love that movie. That's another eerie kind of slasher movie out there. Jay agrees. Sweet. Let's see. Go through some other ones. Cherry Falls, big fan of that one. We talk about the fall setting. This is a great kind of fall atmospheric movie. So Cherry Falls, I love that. Sarah, I see some love for Valentine from you. Awesome, you got to see it in theaters. I did not see it in theaters. The first time I saw it was either a VHS tape or Snapper Case DVD. I still have the Snapper Case DVD. Oh, Austin, that's so awesome, Austin. I'm glad. I'm glad you thought it was so good. It's one of my favorites. I love Valentine. Let's see. The Prowler is one of my guilty pleasures. I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure for me, but we all have those guilty pleasures there. I just love the Prowler though. That's one of my favorites. Let's see. Oh, some love for Cherry Falls. Cherry Falls. I love. Let's see. Cherry Falls. I love how the movie title plays on losing your virginity, which was part of the plot. It was a different type of slasher film there. So it kind of took the idea of like a typical idea of like that slasher premise and it turned it around. I want a Bride of Chucky documentary. That's one of my favorites. So that would be really cool, Antonis. One of the last things to talk about, I'll go through a couple other slasher films real quick. I think we talked about Hellfest already. I love that. Strangers Pray at Night. I'm a big fan of the first movie. I love that. That is one of my favorite home invasion movies, but I thought the sequel was a great slasher film. So I love that one. Uh, Jay says, I watched Cherry Falls back in the day on USA Up All Night. I watched it when it first came out on USA. So I remember it premiered in October and October of 2000. And I loved it then, and I still love Cherry Falls now. That is a great one. Blu-ray is definitely worth getting if you want to pick that one up. That is a great Blu-ray of Cherry Falls. It is a great series, Art. It is a great series. So kind of one of the last couple things I want to talk about. What do you guys think of do you guys have the Teenage Wasteland slasher movie book? So I know it's not a slasher movie, but this is definitely, as far as like books go, one of my favorites I own, and it covers from the early days of slasher films up until I think present time, which was like 2000, 2010 or 2012. But that's a great book to get if you can get your hands on it. I think in the US it's called the Slasher Book, but overseas it was called Teenage Wasteland, the Slasher Movie Uncut. So that was really good. It's a really good book. Really good book. Really like that one. Yes, Jay, I love Hellfest. Absolutely. Love Hellfest. Austin says, how about Haunt as a new slasher or Hellfest? Both fun and need sequels. I agree. I think both need sequels. I'm more of a fan of Hellfest, but Haunt was a good one. I've only seen it once though, so I need to go back and rewatch it. Is USA still functioning, or did they get bought out? I haven't seen it in a while. USA is still around. They just don't play horror movies anymore. October used to be great for them because every once in a while they would play like on Friday nights some really good scary movies, and they just don't play them anymore. Let's see. I've looked a few times on Amazon. So is the book not on there anymore? It might be out of print. I got it a while back. But if you ever come across that book, definitely pick it up. It's if you want like a really good book that talks about like a lot of different slasher movies, it's pretty much like the Going to Pieces documentary of slasher films. Like that was a great slasher film documentary. That book is a great slasher film book. A lot of great movies that they talk about. There's a lot of great knowledge of slasher films, and I absolutely love it. Antonis, do you have any horror franchise ranking videos on your channel? I do. So I got the recent one I did was the Saw franchise, which I did maybe about a month ago. So I have that. I have a Halloween franchise that I did last October, October 2020. A Friday 13th one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't done a re-ranking of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films yet, but I'm planning on doing it when the new one comes out. And as far as Nightmare on Elm Street goes, I did that a few years ago, but I need to go back and re-rank it. I think it'd be fun just to kind of do a new updated video of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Oh, nice, Sarah. Let's see. I have the book 101 Films to Watch Before You Die. I remember that book. I remember that. That would be really cool to have, because to kind of look at different slasher films that are not slasher films, different movies that I haven't seen yet. So that would be really neat to check out. Have I decided on a costume yet? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know if I'm gonna dress up this year. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna try to go to my buddy's house for Halloween, and he lives in Illinois, so I might dress up. We'll see. Yeah, Jay. So yeah, we talked about the Chucky series. I'm going in open minded. We'll see what happens. The cast overall is really good, and I'm a big Chucky fan, so of course I'm gonna have to definitely check it out, Jay. Uh, Sorority House Massacre 2. Matt, I don't remember that one too much. I wasn't too crazy about it when I first saw it, so I need to go back and give that a revisit at some point. Oh, nice, Austin! You found the book for $25. Sweet. So it is available. That slasher movie book is available. So definitely check that one out. $25. That is a great deal for $25. Antonis, what Bill Moseley character do you like the most, Chop Top or Otis? I'm gonna go Otis, but I do love Chop Top. It's okay, Jay. I don't mind I don't mind talking about some of the same stuff over. But yeah, Chucky series, Jay. I'm gonna see what happens. We'll see what happens there. I'm looking forward to it. As we're seeing like some news about it. So I'm slowly looking forward to it more and more. That would be cool, Art. Dress up like Michael Myers in Haddonfield, Illinois. Yes, Apollo. Reverend Kane in Poltergeist 2 was creepy. Yes, he was. Very creepy. Okay, guys, so before I go, I'm gonna stay on a little longer with you guys. I can't believe it's almost been 2 hours. I'm sorry if I've like went off topic from slasher films, but I gotta tell you, I love chatting with you guys. This is why I love doing live chats the most. Is interacting with you guys and talking with you guys. It is the best. So I love it. But the last thing I want to talk about, I was going through my DVD collection. Jay, did you like the reboot of Child's Play? I loved it. I loved it. I was a big fan of it. But the last thing I want to talk about are some movies that slasher films that need Blu-ray releases that are still only available on DVD. And one of these doesn't even have a DVD release yet at all. So the first one is Killer Party, which is a great one. I love Killer Party, so that would be a great one. So Killer Party would be a great Blu-ray release. We need a release of this movie right here. Ever since I first saw this movie, I've loved Killer Party. So awesome, Jay. Yeah, I really love the Child's Play reboot. What are some gems that I discovered from that book? Quite a bit of them. What I love about it. Oh, awesome, Jay. I'm glad you love Killer Party. Matt, what I love about that is you can come across like just kind of those rare slasher films out there. I think the movie Hellbent, I kind of discovered it from that book. Um, there's a few of them. What I love about that book, though, guys, is it just covers so many great ones, so many great slasher films that you would love, and maybe you haven't seen some of those 80s slasher films out there, and that book is great. It covers quite a bit of them. Was the remake Chucky doll CGI or was it a puppeteer? I think it was a puppeteer. I don't think it was CGI, Antonis. But speaking of Hellbent, I would love Hellbent to get a Blu-ray release. This is one of my favorite, again, slasher films out there, so that would be a great one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not a fan of bees. Yeah, so it's Rudy. I'm glad you're a fan of Hellbent as well. It is a great one. It needs a Blu-ray release. What's the first horror movie? What was the first horror movie ever made? I don't know, Antonis. I do not know. This one right here. Now, it does not have a DVD release here in the US, and I think there's only one DVD somewhere overseas, but this needs a Blu-ray release. Like Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow Video, somebody released this movie, and that is Body Count. Now, this is a movie that I heard of in the book. I've heard about from that slasher movie book, and so I would love Body Count to one day get a Blu-ray release because this is a made-on-demand DVD burn release that I got from a convention. Body Count definitely needs that Blu-ray release. This one right here, we talked about fall, we talked about October. The Hollow with Nick Carter, but never heard of that one. Are you talking Hellbent, Jay? Hellbent's a great one. Or not Hellbent, Body Count. But The Hollow as well. If you've never seen this, try to check it out. This is a fun one. This is a fun October flick. Fun October flick. Then we got, for me, the Prom Night sequels. All of them I would like to get a Blu-ray release. So Prom Night 2, Prom Night 3, and 4. I would love for those to oh, Jay, you have Hellbent. Nice. But I would love the Prom Night sequels to get Blu-ray releases. I'm surprised Prom Night 2 has not got a Blu-ray release yet. So those are some DVDs that I have that I would like to get Blu-rays. So I'm gonna stay on just about 5 minutes, five more minutes, guys, just to kind of wrap this up and talk with you. Antana says, have horror actors ever been injured while filming us on a set? They probably have. There's definitely stories out there. I can't think of anything on the top of my head, but or on the top of my mind. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some injuries out there. Sarah says, let's see. I want to see Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2. That is a great sequel. I really love Prom Night 2. So, anyway, guys, any other questions for me real quick before I wrap this up? I know we kind of went off topic a little bit, but, again, my favorite thing is just chatting with you guys. I love talking with you guys. So any other questions real quick, let me know before I kind of wrap things up. I had a lot of fun. I can't believe we've kind of passed the 2-hour mark. And again, sorry if we kind of went off topic and I tend to ramble sometimes. That happens. But I appreciate you guys kind of joining in on the chat. Um, yes, they did, Art. They made a Mary Lou 2. Prom night, the last kiss. What is the most money you've paid on a celeb in order to get a picture with them? I'd probably say Jamie Lee Curtis, but I can't remember what it was. I loved meeting her though. That was a great experience. What are you decking out for your house again? Are you decking out your house again this Halloween? Of course, Sarah, of course. I love it. I love decorating for Halloween. I'll be decorating outside, and I will also be decorating inside the movie room. Yes, Halloween is my favorite time of the year, and I cannot wait to decorate. It will be I'll start decorating mid-September though. Always tend to. Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming in the chat tonight. I really appreciate it a lot. I hope you guys had fun tonight. Have a good workout tomorrow. I'll be working out to Creed 2 soundtrack. Yes, we will. Punching together. Let's do that. The Rocky soundtracks, I tend to listen to those quite a bit when I work out. That gets me motivated, gets me pumped up for a workout. Um, but yes, have a good night, Apollo. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. I appreciate it. And again, we're gonna get together. We're gonna try to do I would love to do a Rocky video with you, discuss the whole franchise. Thanks for hanging out with us. One more. Dad, let's see. Thanks for hanging out with us. One more. Yeah, cheerleader camp. Yes, I would love for that to get a Blu-ray release. I would love for that. That would be that's one of those most anticipated movies that I would love to have a Blu-ray release. So hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. Yes, Art, the Halloween soundtrack is great to work out with too. And I do listen to the Halloween soundtrack sometimes when I work out. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you, Rudy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, thank you. And thank you, David. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, David. I hope you guys had fun tonight during this chat. I know it was kind of everywhere, but again, my favorite thing about doing these chats is talking with you guys. Yes, I am, Jamie. I am going to be wrapping up soon. I'm actually going to be ending this in just about a minute. But yeah, I think you guys are amazing. So just thank you guys so much for just the love and support you've given the channel and you've given these live chats. I have so much fun doing them. So thank you guys. It really means a lot to me for you guys just supporting the video, supporting the channel, and we really have an amazing community. I have a lot of close friends in this community, and I've got to meet a lot of you guys, and I'm so blessed for this community. So blessed for you all. Let's see. And sorry, Sarah says Queen of the Damned or Lost Boys is great to work out with too. It is. It is. But anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for another video this week. What's going on, Jill? Just about to wrap up, but thank you all for coming in. Thank you. You guys mean a lot to me. But I was gonna say I will have another video coming up soon. I'm gonna try to come up with something this week. So we'll figure out. I'll figure out what that's gonna be. I think I'm gonna do another horror movie boutique label series. So that will probably be the next video coming up soon. I would say probably today's Monday, so Wednesday. Probably Wednesday I'll have another video for you guys. But I love you guys. Hugs to you all. Always remember to be you because you guys are fantastic. Very much. I always be you. Always be you. Like I said, you guys are amazing. So Yes, Rudy, I will enjoy my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That is one of my favorite reality TV shows. You can call it a guilty pleasure, but I love it. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Always be you. You guys are fantastic. And so much love to you all. And I'll definitely talk to you guys soon. And you all have a great night, okay? Bye, guys.